looking at me.
I know, you feel exposed, right?
Yes.
Having to read something while you speak. Like you could be reading your actual speech, you could be reading your PowerPoint, you could be reading a quote. Yes, being in front of a lot of people and reading something.
And making mistakes.
Making mistakes.
I didn't even do that in regular school, much less now.
Right? Yeah, for sure. Well, today I'm going to help you out with that. Yes, losing your train of thought and being overly explanatory. You know, I started out doing theater, and it was so funny. There are a lot of people who feel super comfortable with being a theater person, and they hate public speaking. And I think it's because when you are reading from a script and you're performing something, you're not actually yourself. You are a character. So no one's really seeing you, they're seeing the character. And I think that's what it comes down to with public speaking is that, I'm sorry, there's a glare. I think you can feel like people are seeing right through you, or like you need to know everything. And if you lose your train of thought, you lose your place and you're just a complete failure. And then you have to find your place again. And it can just feel so intimidating. So what I want to give you today is some tips and tricks for how to speak to anyone, anytime, anywhere, and to sort of get rid of those fears as much as we possibly can in the span of the next 15 minutes. So will you join me? I mean, you're here for the live event, but will you go on this journey with me and open up your mind to maybe think that public speaking doesn't have to be so bad? What do you think? Yes?
Sure. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so why? Why are we doing a crash course in public speaking? Well, because you have to take a comm class and you're an interpersonal, it means that you are not in the public speaking class. And if you can recall from the course expectations, I told you that most degree programs, I feel confident all of them are going to require a prereq with a human communication component. So if you're not in this class, you're in public speaking. And since you are in this class, it means you're not taking public speaking. So I feel a certain amount of importance and like I need to just give this to you so that you can leave the class feeling like you can maybe possibly speak, but also so that when you get to the end of the course and you have to do your little video diary, I have given you a tool that will maybe make it easier for you. If you haven't already looked towards the end of the course, we have just a little video diary where you have to answer 3 questions. I'm your only audience member, and that can make people feel a little bit intimidated. But keeping in mind that you're already attending live events and you're already being recorded anyway, and I'm your only audience member, hopefully that will ease any concerns that you have and you'll be able to do it. So that's why I'm doing a crash course in public speaking for you, to help ease your fears and give you some tricks to be able to do it easily and well. So first, let's talk about warm-ups. Warm-ups with public speaking. So something I didn't mention earlier is that the only reason you're ever going to be asked to speak publicly at this stage in your life is because you have a body of knowledge on something. You have information that somebody else wants. It's highly unlikely that someone's going to ask you to give a presentation on like biochemistry, unless that's your field. There's no research that's going to have to be done. So you all probably have an area of expertise. You're going to college for that area, but you probably have other things that you're really good at that you could teach someone and they would want you to do that. So never fear, expert power is here. And if you haven't already, we're going to talk about the power bases. And if you're asked to speak, there's something that they want from you. You have that knowledge. So you really shouldn't have to worry about reading anything or or losing your place at this juncture when it comes to public speaking. So then when I say warm-ups, do you, I lost the screen. When I say warm-ups, what comes to your mind? I'm going to ask you to warm up.
I
What
would
am
say a
gonna
joke.
ask you? Say it again, Sylvia.
I would say a joke.
A joke?
Yes.
Yes. A joke could be part of the warm-up when you're actually doing the speaking. But what about before you're speaking? And I ask you to warm up. What do you think of?
Getting
Maybe
into a mental space.
getting into a mental space. Oh, you guys are so good. I thought you would say something like jogging.
I don't drink milk the day of a speech.
You don't drink milk the day of a speech.
Yeah, or anything with dairy.
It upsets your tummy.
Kind of, it's more of a choir training. It restricts your vocal cords for some reason and kind of bogs them down, I guess.
Yes, because your body has to produce extra mucus in order to digest milk.
Mm.
Neat, huh? Speaking of biochemistry, anyone think of Jane Fonda? Like, I think of the 80s and leotards and we're gonna warm up, we're gonna get our body ready. But that's not really what I'm talking about, but it kind of is.
Warm up also could be, you can do it, you can start speaking in front of a mirror.
Yes, the mirror is good. That's awesome. So let's go to the mirror. So when you need to warm up, I'm going to tell you that the bathroom is your best friend. There's a mirror there. If you are in a public place, there's also a door with a lock. There's a stall, so you can do warm-ups in the bathroom. You can also do warm-ups in your car to collect yourself, collect your thoughts. So these are some of the things that you alluded to. Specific warm-ups that I want to talk about are 1, breathing, and 2, your face, and 3, your body. So breathing, your face, and your body. When you have to speak in front of someone, you can feel a little bit nervous. And those nerves are a good thing because it says that you care. And so what you need to do, your body sends adrenaline. You need to breathe to tell your body that it's okay and that you can calm down. So just taking some deep breaths in and out will help your body to do that. Gradually getting up to where you're breathing in for 10, holding for 10, and blowing out for 10. Filling up that diaphragm, telling your body that it's okay and that you can calm down. Second is your face. Did you know that your face is like one giant muscle? Any of my health and fitness people, they definitely know that. Like your tongue, your lips, your face, it's one giant muscle. So when you're sitting in that bathroom stall or when you are in your car, you can gently massage your face because we hold a lot of tension here and we hold a lot of tension in our shoulders. So you can gently massage your neck. You can massage your face. Jesse's here, right? Jesse's a massage therapist, I think, right? So you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure he does. Okay. So then you can also continue to warm up your lips and your tongue. It's okay to laugh at me. Laugh at me. You can blow air out of your lips. Any singers, Kayla, you can blow that air right out of your lips. You can start to warm up your vocal cords at the same time. You could go from the regions of high to low, low to high. Then you can blow air out of your tongue. You can go back up and down, and you're warming up your vocal cords. How many of you did tongue twisters when you were little?
Absolutely.
Yes, we all know Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Yeah. What about Sally sold seashells by the seashore? If those are, yes? If those are hard for you, you need to do them more because it's helping you work out the muscles in your tongue and dictation so that when you are speaking, you've got all the saliva glands going and it will be easier for you to enunciate your words and to separate them out. Okay? If you start to feel like you're tripping over your words, it's a good clue that you need to slow down. So don't be afraid. Like there's this rush to try to get all that information out of you. Don't be afraid to slow down. When you're speaking, take some breaths and let the words come rather than speaking so fast that you're tripping all over yourself. The faster you get with your tongue twisters, the faster you'll be able to speak, though not always a good thing, without tripping over yourself. Okay? So now we've talked about breathing and the face. Let's talk about the body. Shoulder rolls, those good old twists, doing a couple jumps, taking a walk, letting that energy get out of your body. I'm going to give you another tip for energy while you're speaking in just a second. So any questions about warm-ups? No leotard required, okay? Laugh. Oh, so funny. Kim, you're hilarious. Sometimes I try. Ask my children. Not so much. Okay. So now let's talk about this tool. I'm going to give you the tell them tool. This tool is where you tell your audience what you're going to tell them. It's called the preview. Then you tell them what you're going to tell them. And then you remind them what you told them. So you tell them, and you tell them what you told them. When you have to speak off the cuff, this tool is a great way to help you quickly organize your thoughts, and it helps your audience track with you. So for instance, if I am going to tell you about my little notepad that I got here. Okay, someone says, oh, that's a really cool notepad. Where'd you get that? Tell me more about that. I say, well, I'd like to tell you about this notepad, how I got it from Amazon, why it's the greatest thing, and have you go out and buy one. So that was my preview. I just organized myself, okay? Then I'm gonna say, so anyway, going back to Amazon, I was searching for a notepad. This one came up on Amazon. It was like a 4-pack at a really good price. You'd be surprised at how expensive notepads are when you really start searching for them. So then I decided to buy it, and it came. I was actually surprised by how small it was, but it works really well, not only for keeping notes, but then for like I can use it a bookmark to keep notes also in my books. You should totally get it. Highly recommend. So anyway, remember, I got it on Amazon. It's a great little notepad. You should do it. So that is a quick example how off the cuff I pick something up. I organize myself and my audience member by telling them what I was going to tell them. Then I told them, so I've repeated myself 2 times by this point. And then I tell them what I told them. So that's 3 times. On average, people have an 18-minute listening window. That means that after about 18 minutes, they zone out. We all do it. So that's why it's important as a public speaker to use these repetitious phrases to help them track with you, but also to use other little things like visuals or changes in your tone and your volume, changes in your body position to help them get back to where you're going. I'm sure we've all sat and listened to someone give a lecture, and about 20 minutes in, we're like, where are we? I do that with my kids sometimes too. They're like talking and I'm just doing the obligatory, aha, awesome. And then I'm like, wait a second, they're still talking. I don't know what you're talking about. Help me track with you. So the Tell Them tool is a great tool. Highly recommend. Any questions about that before I move on? Okay. If you get to prepare a speech, it's also a great way to help you to organize yourself before you prepare, not necessarily off the cuff. And remember, if you're speaking to someone, why did they ask you to speak? It's because you have some sort of power. You have expert power. You have knowledge on a topic. You have information they want. So don't be afraid to give it to them. Let's talk about body language, gestures. So let's take a quick stab right here. What do you think is happening in this picture? Anybody?
Argument.
An argument. What makes you think there's an argument?
The way the hands are placed.
Yeah. There's a difference between having a pointed finger, right, and having an open hand. If her hand was open and her mouth was open, what else could we infer? Maybe like,
Discussion.
say it again.
It's a discussion, maybe exchanging information.
Yeah, they're having a discussion. Oh, I never thought about that. That is so funny. And he's saying, see, I told you so. So our body language helps, it helps people know what we're saying, and it helps communicate the feelings that we are having. Our body language is usually not contradictory to our tone. Like, honey, how are you? Fine. No, I mean, like, clearly something's wrong. No, I'm fine. You ever had one of those arguments? So gestures are important, and they mean a lot. So how can you use gestures when you're speaking publicly? If I'm on a video call and I'm doing this talk that I'm doing, if I was looking down the whole time, eye contact is a part of a gesture, or if I kept my hands like up by my face and across my body, what sorts of things might you think about me as a speaker?
You're nervous.
Yes. Nervous. What else?
Shy or maybe not into it.
Yes. Shy. Disinterested. I really don't care. What changes when I push my shoulders back and I open up? You can't see me very well, but I open up my body and I'm looking at the camera, or I, like right now, you can probably tell that all your faces are over here. For some of you, I can tell that my face must be over here for you. So what can you infer opposite from being closed in to being open?
More
Confident.
interested.
Interested. I heard confident. Maybe
You know what you're
credible.
talking about.
You know what you're
because able
talking
to look
about.
us in the eye.
Good job. You're all tracking with me really well. So then when I am speaking, I can hide being nervous by opening up my body. I can hide feeling insecure by opening up my body. So that means not digging my hands into my pockets constantly, not crossing my arms, not looking down. You can also, if looking at people directly is intimidating, you can just look gently over the top of their head. They won't know. This is also part of redirecting your body's energy when you are passionate about something or you're nervous about something. So I would like to recommend, if you have to stand up and speak to someone and you feel like a lot of energy and you feel like just really shifty, there are some people that just like, man, they move a lot. And it's really hard sometimes to pay attention to what they're saying and not to what their body language is doing. I like to use this triangle method. So basically that's, you start and you're talking like, ooh, I need to move my body. So what you should do is you should walk to one corner of the room, stand there, talk a little bit, come back to the center of the room. Got a lot of energy, I need to move again, walk up to the next triangle, stand there, talk a little bit. You can use your hands in an open manner to also help continue to move energy through your body while you're talking. It also, going back to that 18-minute window, it helps your audience have something else to look at besides just trying to listen to you the whole time. Quick word about PowerPoint. There is a real desire to read off of PowerPoint slides, and that's not what PowerPoint was designed to do. A PowerPoint presentation, as I'm sure you've seen in many, many different presentations by this point in your education or your professional career, it is meant to enhance your presentation. You want people looking at you and listening to you, not watching you read off your slides. So make sure your slides have 1 or 2 words. If you need a sentence, make sure it's a very short phrase, no more than 3 bullet points on a slide. That way, people are listening. You get to fill in the gaps, right? Your PowerPoint slide isn't doing the presentation. You are doing the presentation. So you fill in the gaps. Does that make sense? I mean, how boring is it to stand there and watch someone read off PowerPoint slides? Very boring. Don't do it. So what have we done here, right? We've talked about what your fears are when it comes to public speaking, being afraid that you're going to have to read out loud, that you're going to lose your train of thought. And those are all very real fears. But if you remember nothing else from this conversation, I want you to remember that if you are asked to speak, it's because you have something to say. No one's going to ask you to speak just for the heck of it at this point in your career. It's because you have information and they want it. If you are in any of the fields that Brian offers, whether you're going to be a personal trainer or you're going into health information management or you're going to be a paralegal, you're going to have multiple different audiences that you are speaking to all the time. So always remember that tell them adage. I'm going to tell you what you need to know. I'm going to tell you, I want to remind you of the key points that we talked through so that you can leave this space and do something with it. Okay. So, woo, that concludes Crash Course in Public Speaking. It was like less than 22 minutes, which means I shouldn't have lost any of you because you have not hit your wall yet. So any questions then? Any conversation you want to have about that or about the last assignment for this class?
I have a question about the last assignment we had.
Yes.
So it said in your comment to look at feedback, but I wasn't able to look at the feedback.
For the very last assignment? Oh, you're talking about the last assignment you just did.
For week 1 assignment.
Okay, so that would be on the actual document itself. So
Okay.
if you open up your submission and scroll through it, you should see colored writing. Has everyone else been able to see their feedback?
No, I couldn't.
I couldn't either.
Some of it.
Okay.
I'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah,
me too.
I'm not sure why you wouldn't be able to see it. After assignment 1, all the feedback is going to go in the comment section, so there won't be anything written on your document, but there's in-text annotation on each of the documents.
I re-downloaded it like from this grade
Okay.
and looked at it that way, and I looked at the thing where it says look at feedback, and it wouldn't show anything.
That's the way I did it, and I didn't see anything either.
That sounds like an IT ticket waiting to happen.
Well, on the left-hand side, no, on the right-hand side, it'll say view feedback. Whenever you open the document, the little box, it says view feedback. I did that too. Went through the document, there was nothing there, but then I found that one.
I'll try it again
So
tomorrow.
did I. So
I
did
think
but
I did it
didn't
that
see
way, but I'm
nothing
not
either.
sure.
Yeah, there's in-text writing on all of it. So if you look at it again and you still can't see it, please let me know, and I can copy and paste it into the comments for you so that you can see it, and then I'll send an IT ticket and find out, like, why am I spending all this time on in-text annotation if you can't see it? That's not right.
I have
can see
a
it
question
online.
about the yellow dig.
Yes, go for it.
Okay, on the points, once you do the week 1, you remove all those points out? And
Yeah.
then we start over again?
Yeah, so you can earn up to 200 points total in your grade book. With the buffer of 10 extra points each week, there's like an 80-point overall buffer. So you could earn on your own 280 points. So after the first 4 weeks, and let me mention, I've got 2 classes in here. One that's some people are in week 6 and some people are in week 2. So after I'll put the grades in for the first 4 weeks during week 4. And then if you get like an 80, but by the end of the second 4 weeks at 8 weeks, if you're at like 225, I'll go back to those first 4 weeks and I'll put those extra 20 points in, or up to 100. And then the rest of the points will apply to the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, my question, I'm asking because on the first week, I had already hit the 100.
Oh, good.
And then when I went this week, it was back to 0.
Yeah, it reset. No, well, your cumulative will still be there, but it resets. No, so, okay, I understand, Sylvia. It's showing you're at 100% of those 35 points for the last week. Each week on Sunday or Monday, it resets back so that you can earn 100% of those 35 points. And then
Okay,
it should, off to the right, it should show you your points total for the course.
on my right?
Off to the right, yeah. I'm gonna open it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When I went in today, it showed 0, so I started again. And I went in and I commented on some of the things, and I did a post, and then it gave me points again.
Yes,
Okay,
yes. So like I see everyone having more than 35 points for the first week if you've already posted for this week.
right.
So if anyone has any questions, you're welcome to stick around and listen to those questions. But if you're good, you're free to go. So I don't feel like you got to stick around while all the questions are answered. And I'll post the recording anyway.
I wanted to let you know that I could see my annotations on mine of the feedback,
Oh, good.
so I can see them on mine.
Okay. Fran, did you do anything special to see that?
I just clicked on. Let me go back real quick, and I'll see if I can't
Okay.
do it again real quick. I went into, of course, the grade page, and then I clicked on the assignment itself. And on
Okay.
the top corner, there's a little blue thing that says View Feedback, and I just clicked that, and
Okay.
it opens right there, and there's feedback. It's written in like pink writing.
Yes.
Yeah, so I could see it.
Oh, good. I change colors all the time. So in case yours isn't pink, not to fear, it's not color coded. It's just for creativity. Thank you for doing that. So you went directly to the assignment, and you clicked on the little thing at top is what you're saying, and you clicked on View
Yeah.
Feedback, and it opened.
Yeah. I just clicked on the
Okay.
assignment and the grades, and then on the side, because one side of it has the assignment, and
Okay.
the other side has View Feedback, and I just clicked on the View Feedback, and it opens up in a little second little browser,
Okay.
and then it shows everything. So
I see
Okay.
it now. I just did it too.
Yay. Good. Thank you.
Well, I can do because I got my iPad, so I
Okay.
gotta wait until I get home.
Okay.
But I went in and I went into the assignment and I opened it up. I saw the points and I couldn't see the feedback though.
Okay. Well, when you get home, look at it from a different computer and see if you can find it. And if not,
Yes,
I'll put
ma'am.
it in there for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate your participation. Everyone have
Yes,
a great
ma'am.
evening.
You
You
too.
too.
Okay,
Thank
bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.